When you are dealing with pathological narcissists, you're dealing with people with very severe arrested development. And we are talking about arrested development on the spiritual and psychological plane. When we say psychological, then we're talking about the psyche. And the psyche would be a similar equivalent to what the soul is. And the soul essentially is what clinicians, so psychologists and psychotherapists, are calling the area of the personality. Pathological narcissism then is a psycho-spiritual illness. So the clinicians will call this a personality disorder, and you may hear me say that narcissists have a dark soul or their souls are compromised. However, it is important to understand that it's not only their soul, but it is also their spirit or their source. I always mention on this channel that pathological narcissists are people that are rooted in shame and they are unable to move past their pride. And this means that this person did not develop past their lower ego. At this low emotional awareness level, then this person is going to behave like a toddler. And this is why narcissists throw tantrums. However, this person that is throwing a tantrum is not a toddler anymore. They're not a child. They are now an adult. If an adult is throwing a tantrum, this can easily end up being abuse or domestic violence. And surprise, surprise, narcissists exist in victim abuser consciousness, which means that any relationship that you get into with them will be a victim abuser type 1. When I say that narcissists behave like toddlers, this does not mean that they are harmless. It actually means that they are harmful. One of my favorite quotes is by healer, author, and shaman Malidoma, where he writes, "Keep a person in an adolescent state and they will act militaristically." And militaristically here means that they're going to have a very high propensity for violence. And if you take a look at the energetic realm where pathological narcissists lie, you will see where all of these are negative emotions. This is why they are so toxic. They are riddled in shame and they cannot move past their pride. So what I'm saying here is, on a bad day, narcissists are going to be based in shame, and on a good day, they're going to be at their most, at their highest, at their ceiling. They're going to be at pride. And the pride here is them feeling that nothing is wrong with their behavior because they believe that they are perfect, they are superior, and they are grandiose. It is very important to understand that the narcissist that you are entangled with, the toxic borderline, the toxic histrionic, the sociopath, the psychopath, the antisocial, they believe that something is wrong with you for not letting them abuse you. And this is why you cannot rationalize their behavior. They exist below the level of rational thinking, so do not expect common sense from them. However, understand that anybody that exists or lives in victim abuser consciousness will never view you as their equal. In victim abuser consciousness, somebody has to be up and somebody else has to be down. All right, somebody has to be the abuser and somebody has to be the victim. Pathological narcissists do not believe that other people are their equals because they are grandiose and they are superior. So they expect you to worship them like the good little slave that you are. When you take a look at the diagnostic criteria for NPD, so we're looking at the clinical view here, right? So this is what the psychotherapists and the psychologists use. You will see where NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, is really characterized by 3 things. So that is going to be grandiosity. They're very fantasy-based people. This is going to be an excessive need for admiration. So narcissists believe that you should be worshiping them. And number 3 is their lack of empathy. It is important to understand that while clinicians need 5 or more of these traits to be present to diagnose someone with NPD, anybody that you encounter that has at least 1 or even 2 of these traits is going to be a very toxic person. People that lack empathy will abuse you and they will not care because they do not have the capacity. Pathological narcissists are empathy impaired, so they're low on empathy because they're high on apathy. You cannot get love and peace and joy and reason from a pathological narcissist because they simply do not have it to give to you. People that are riddled in toxicity will also give you toxicity because they cannot give you positivity. They do not have access to it because there is a spiritual ceiling at the third dimension. Stops right here at pride. And because they cannot move past their pride, well, if you can't go up, then you're going to go down. And the narcissistic abusive cycle starts again. Pathological narcissists are stuck in a shame, blame, rage, pride cycle, and they cannot get out. And because they cannot get out, they're going to want you down here suffering with them. This is because if they are the abuser, then you are going to be the victim. This is why to leave the chokehold of these malevolent entities, you have to get the courage to walk away and stay away. If you go back, you're going to end up in victim abuser consciousness, battling with the narcissist and the other entities that live down here in this malevolent realm. As always, if you appreciate the content, please give us a like, share, and subscribe. Go ahead and save the videos. And if you have any questions or feedback, please leave a comment and I'll catch you in the next video.